Iza for her keynote speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Datuk Sri Hajah Rohani, our APPGM-SDG Chair, Ms. Aro, Ms. Alicia, Lucy, Alizan and Anthony, who kindly reminded me of this invite, the entire APPGM-SDG team, as well as Malaysian CSO SDG Alliance. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam hormat. Selamat menyambut World Environment Day. And of course, as you mentioned rightly, all the young ones, because you're the ones who's going to be disproportionately inheriting this earth. Now, this year's World Environment Day has the following themes: Reimagine, Recreate, Restore. An opportunity to do better, right systemic wrongs, and find ways of working within nature and our ecosystems, not against them. The pandemic has reminded us of our interdependence and interconnectedness, far beyond that provided by any fiber optic cable, mobile phones, or satellites. Humankind and nature have coexisted for centuries, and sustainable changes do not have to come at the expense of our children's economic future. The numbers tell us that half of the world's GDP is dependent on nature, and every dollar invested in restoration creates up to $30 in economic benefit. Imagine the benefits we could all reap if environmental well-being was at the center of all our decision-making alongside socioeconomics and human rights. Thank you, Dr. Rohani, for spearheading this effort. Now, Mariana Mazzucato even premised that part of the problem is the failure in every economic calculation in capturing environmental preservation work into our respective GDPs. After all, can we all sit still when our water source is contaminated? But this is not reflected in the calculations. So development can and should be planned in a manner that's balanced, sustainable, inclusive, and given its due recognition. This is strategic, so it brings positive results without the destruction of our seas, environment, and livelihoods. As you may have seen, I have recently reiterated my criticism of reclamations in my home state of Penang, which, to its leadership's credit, was met with a reminder that there are other ongoing reclamation projects throughout our beloved nation. Indeed, they are right on this count, highlighting the ongoing environmental corrosion throughout Malaysia. It is where we begin to place meaning in the celebrations of World Environment Day. All reclamation works must cease, especially during a pandemic, and we should also raise our voices together against the ongoing mining site just about 3 kilometers away from a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, which has in recent years grappled with pollution from mining and logging in Tasik Chini. From north, south to Sabah and Sarawak, I remember very well, Rohani might not know this, but the first campaign I was involved with, thanks to now YB Wong Tak, was the Lahad Datu coal plant, the site which houses the most pristine environmental frontier. We have to strengthen our call against irreversible environmental damage. We have to protect fisher folks' livelihoods and further protect self-food sustainability as well as food security for Malaysia's sake. As a result of voicing these objections, there have been those who say that who are critical, anti-development, anti-growth, anti-employment. Now, nothing can be further from the truth. Can you imagine the tens of thousands of people displaced from their usual jobs due to the pandemic? How it disproportionately affects the lower income earners versus the top financially secure class. And we ask them to reskill, adapt, adopt to a changing world. And as we do that, so must we ensure the comfortable class adopt and adapt to newer, more innovative and sustainable sectors of growth, so we can plug the gaping holes of stark inequality and an entire generation losing educational, job opportunities, as well as the new poor. They're emerging as the pandemic rages on. So we mustn't wait, for the great trigger point to occur. This is what the APPGM teaches me. Whether it's the complete melting of our ice caps to the flooding of major coastal cities, for us to finally change our ways. Now, thank you for making the visit to Permatampau and driving home to all stakeholders concerned. We all have a part to play in making the world a better place. The UN SDGs here, they act as a useful guide, moving forward, and should be implemented equitably, taking into account local context so that no one is truly left behind. In closing, allow me to leave you with some words from the Sarawakian poet Chloe Ling and a poem called Purple. Wake before the dawn, and you will witness the world's slowest embrace. The moon and sun hold hands, distant lovers sharing space. Hues of violet and amber spill over the horizon. The morning is a reminder that even though the night is full of terrors, dark will always give way to dawn. So to the youth, let's get on with it, build a future better and greener now. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, YB Veneral Iza, for the beautiful poem. And let's get on with it. Passing it on to Mr. Anthony Tan, moderating the session with the youth. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Ira. Good morning, Datuk Sri Rani and YB Nurliza, and also to Dr. Denison, the